And it says we're live, and now I just got to wait for YouTube to refresh that and probably have me delete or skip over an ad that we get up here, right? Yep. They want me to get clean energy in California. Skip ad. All right, very good. Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to the February meeting of the Glendale Coin Club. We got me here, Michael Kittle. That's me over here. And then this guy over here is SoCal Box Breaks.
Hello.
He's our club secretary. He's been in the chat over and over and over telling you all to make sure you at least say hello in the chat at some point just to make sure you get into giveaways this evening. We do free giveaways. All you have to do is be here, and I guess if your ticket gets pulled after you do the presentation, you got to claim your prize. That's all you got. Now, under my camera here are the giveaway prizes for tonight. We had a donation from Greg Berkovitz of a Canadian Centennial dollar. Walt Ostromecki donated some coins, some 2020 Kennedy half dollars, the P and the D, a George H.W. Bush dollar. We got a silver Swiss franc. Got a 3/4 ounce Canada Howling Wolves coin, which is real cool. And a Young Coin Hunter donated a pretty worn down 2-cent piece. So lots of free giveaways tonight. But I guess before we even get into anything else, we should probably say the Pledge of Allegiance. What do you think, Don?
Sounds good to me.
Let's get the flag out there. Everybody at home, I hope that you join us. Stand, rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, and Don will get us going.
All right. I pledge allegiance,
to the flag
of the United States of America
and
to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Thank you very much for that. And again, thank you all for joining us. We got a good group here so far. More are trickling in as the notices that the meetings live go out. So hopefully more and more people continue to come in. Everybody say hello to each other in chat. Feel free to chat amongst yourselves. I'll give you guys a quick introduction about the Glendale Coin Club if you're new here. We are the Glendale, California Coin Club. It was founded in March 1959. We've always met on the second Fridays of the month. I've been the club president for a few years. Don Berry, in the window next to me there, SoCal Box Breaks is his name on YouTube. He's been the club secretary for just as many years or so. And today's Lincoln's birthday. So happy Lincoln's birthday to everyone. Don't forget about that. Hope everybody's celebrating that. And also it's Benjamin Berry's birthday, Don's son. So if you see Ben anywhere, make sure you wish him a happy birthday, even if it's a belated birthday. Yeah, I mean, we wish we all could be meeting live back in our library meeting room, but again, same thing I've been telling you guys the last, I guess, 10 or 11 months. We still don't know anything new. We're just being told no time. There's no plans to open that back up anytime in the near future, which is unfortunate. But again, that's the same story for all the clubs and all the coin shows in Southern California. But this is our 11th meeting online since we had to stop our normal meetings. Just remember that if you missed any of the previous 10, they're all here saved on YouTube. You just basically got to search Glendale Coin Club on YouTube, and they're pretty easy to find. You can watch back any of them at any time. So they're always here for you. Lots of cool stuff. NCFXSTI just donated $10 to the Coin Club. Thank you very much for that. Awesome. That definitely helps out the club. Since I just noticed that, I wanted to remind everyone that since we're here on YouTube and we're on my YouTube channel, we get a little bit of advertising revenue on this video from Google and YouTube, and donations like NCFXSTI just did. That helps out the club. So all that goes to our coin club. I don't keep any from this stream, and that helps to fund these giveaway prizes. And we got to pay a monthly fee to use this streaming service we use to get everybody together. But so that does help out a lot. So again, here are the giveaway prizes. If you have not yet if you've not yet said anything in the chat, make sure that you say something. Don has been writing down and filling out tickets for everyone that's been coming in, and we will do a drawing for the free prizes after we do show and tell. And after that, then we'll do an auction. There's an auction at the end. All the items in the auction are owned by our club. All of them will start at $1, so all the proceeds will go to the Coin Club. The list of the 15 items we have for auction tonight are in the description of the YouTube video, if you're able to see that. Otherwise, just wait till we get to the auction and after the presentation and after show and tell. Other announcements, I really don't have anything new. I mean, I can keep repeating the same thing I've been repeating to you guys the last 10 months or 11 months now. I mean, it's almost been a full year. It's kind of nuts. But yeah, we don't know any shows or club meetings any time in Southern California that are actually going to happen in person. So until then, let's just keep, meeting as we've been meeting, at least stay in touch with each other. Again, I'll remind you all that Jim Phillips for Numismatic Association of Southern California, the website's nasc.net. He started a page on our website for online club meetings. So if you're looking for other clubs, I mean, we're the second Friday of every month. We'll be here next month, second Friday, I'm sure, doing the same thing. But there are other meetings, not just from Southern California, but from all over the country that he's been starting to compile a list. And all the information, a lot of them are done through Zoom. They'll have the links, they'll have the passwords. Check out that site if you're looking for more coin club meetings to join. Because while we can't go out and do coin shows and coin club meetings and all that, there's still a lot of stuff you can do from home to stay involved in this great hobby that we like. So, all right. I guess one more quick thing to mention that was on my mind that I wanted to have the announcements. You guys I've been getting a lot of calls from members about the metals prices and silver prices in particular. It's been pretty crazy this month. The premiums on silver especially have jumped quite a bit. But as Don would be able to tell you better than I can, and Gordon when he's on here later for show and tell, I mean, there's still a lot of buyers and sellers. The market's still very strong. And gold's actually down a little bit since our last meeting, but silver's up probably about $2 since our last meeting. So those of you guys that like to focus on that gold and silver ratio, notice that's kind of gone down quite a bit. So, I don't know, just interesting. But I don't know if Don, if you have any comments about the bullion there.
Yeah, it was kind of run up a little bit by the online fellers, which put the premiums up a bunch. So if you guys were watching Monday before last, so 2 Mondays ago, it jumped up like $3 in the morning, and then shot back down the next day. The premiums went up. They've kind of stayed up because you can't get silver for cheaper. So even at the shop, we're not happy about it, but it has to stay up. Other than that, we'd have none, and we still have none. So it really doesn't matter.
And I've noticed too, and there was a guy here on YouTube. I know, like a lot of our club members might not be familiar with it, but those of you guys that are more involved in YouTube on a day-to-day basis, you know him. But Silver Seeker is the channel name. He just put out a video the other day just talking about wholesale prices in silver, and it's like, it's not just that dealers are charging huge premiums for silver. The wholesale prices for dealers, like if you just even want to buy certain things, are very high right now. So everything's
absolutely
high.
Yeah,
everything's high. So it's not like the dealers out there are just all of a sudden making tons of money off of everybody. They're making the same amount probably,
yeah.
So I just thought that video was interesting, and I'm sure you guys could find that if you wanted to check that out. Other than that, the only other announcements I want to just make sure I remember to tell you guys every month is make sure you guys join the ANA. If you're not already a member of the ANA, that's our National Coin Club. All collectors should be supporting that. And they got a great magazine too, which is worth checking out. And not only that, once you're a member, you can look at the back issues of the magazine all the way, I think it's at 1888, which is kind of cool. And then of course join the NASC, which me and Don are involved in, and so several other people here in the room. And they put out the California Numismatist magazine, which is pretty good. And if you need help joining either of those organizations, just go ahead and send me or Don an email, and we can get you hooked up with that. All right, Don, you have any other announcements or anything to mention before we get on and introducing our speaker for the evening?
No, get on to it. I'm going to keep a track of chat so I don't miss anybody.
That's right. Make sure, again, one more announcement before it was just make sure if you have not yet said anything in chat, or you don't think Don has filled out a raffle ticket for you, just make sure you get his attention in the chat, and he'll get a ticket filled out for you for the free giveaway prizes that we'll give out later. But for tonight, I'm going to bring up our guest speaker. I'm going to add him right now. Our guest speaker tonight is Mr. Fred Schwan. He's going to be doing a talk on World War II trench art on coins. And he tells me that's going to be taking a look at the coin art creations by soldiers on the front lines. I just want to mention that we're really lucky to have Fred be presenting this program to our club. And special thanks, I saw Walt in the chat already. special thanks to Walt Ostromecki for bringing us all together and helping to arrange this program for our club. Without Walt helping me and John Duff and Don Berry get speakers from all over the place, and really good speakers, these meetings would not have been as great the last 10 months. So thanks again to Walt. So Fred, I'm going to leave it to you. You want to introduce yourself too, or say hello to everybody, and then you can jump into your presentation. The floor is going to be yours.
All right. Good evening, everybody. I'm delighted to be with you tonight and talk about one of my favorite topics. But I got to tell you, right from the beginning, Mike, giving a little preview there, and I just was struck by the fact that your club was founded in March 1959. I think that's the year for sure, and I think that's the month that I started collecting, March 1959. I've never given a lot of thought to what month but certainly I started collecting in 1959. And since then, like many of you, I've collected many, many different things. And in the last 30 or so years, maybe 40 years, and I suppose it has been 40 years, my collecting has been one thing after another of trying to find things that other people don't collect. I not quite forge my own way, maybe, but at least the road less traveled by. And I've done that with lots of things: military payment certificates and war savings bonds, and on, lots of different things. And one of the most recent of those, although now it's been 7 or 8 years, I suppose, I started collecting what I call numismatic trench art. Numismatic trench art. So we know what numismatic is, right? And the 3 pillars of numismatics, this is important. The 3 pillars are coins, metals, and paper money. Numismatic, coins, metals, and paper money, the 3 pillars, the 3 legs of the stool of numismatics. And then trench art. What the heck is trench art? Well, trench art constitutes souvenirs made out of the detritus of a conflict. Souvenirs made out of the leftovers, the remnants of a conflict. So here we have some really spectacular trench art on the cover of sort of the standard book on trench art. And Nick Sanders. I kind of lost my train of thought and couldn't remember the author. I know him and can't call him a friend of mine maybe, but Nick Saunders is the king of trench art. Now, this great trench art on the cover is trench art, but it's not numismatic trench art. And one of the fun things about it is, in the world of numismatics, almost nobody knows what numismatic trench art is. In the great world of numismatics, there's a little tiny group of people down there that do numismatic trench art. And in the big world of trench art, now we're thinking our artillery shell cases made into umbrella stands and ashtrays and things. So in the big world of trench art, there's only a tiny little subset that is interested in coins. Nick Sanders there, for example, hardly knows that numismatic trench art exists. The word coin appears in this book right here maybe once. So we're looking at something different, specifically the numismatic trench art. Now here's a classic, just to set the stage. Here's a classic trench art piece from World War I. And it's important to give nod to World War I, since the very term trench art infers or says trench. And you think of trench warfare and you think of World War I. So in World War I, trench art was really big as a fad. And so here's a great piece made out of an artillery canister. It was so popular in World War I that companies made a business out of publishing templates. You could, just like you could buy, even today, I guess you can buy a pattern. If you're a good seamstress, you can make a dress or something. Buy a pattern and you can make a dress. You could buy these patterns and take them and wrap it around the canister and then scratch it through the paper and then you pound it out and do whatever you wanted to enhance the design. But you could get a nice professionally made design and then do that canister yourself if you wanted to. So here we have, this would be the numismatic version of a trench art ashtray. So here we have an ashtray made from an artillery canister. This is the base of an artillery canister. And here we have coins on it. So we have 3 coins as the vent to be the coin rest or the cigarette rest. And then covering the primer area down here is another coin. So this would be a numismatic trench art piece. Now, I've got too many of these. I don't collect them seriously, but I do have a few. In fact, as I said, I have too many of them, but I just can't resist sometimes. So it's just wonderful that these coins are on there. And of course, most numismatists at a coin show would be appalled, thinking, "Oh my God, look at how ugly those coins are, and they've been bent and they've been soldered." But this was in somebody's collection from the World War, in this case, World War II era. So one of the interesting things about trench art is it must be made from the detritus or the leftovers of the war. But very interesting, it doesn't have to be made in the trench. It doesn't have to be made, and usually it wasn't by, even though Mike said that I said that, by frontline personnel. Usually the fine pieces anyway were made by artisans, jewelers, clockmakers, watchmakers, repairmen who had the skills of doing that kind of thing. And yet you have the kind of trench art that was made by the individual soldier. I call it soldier art, or soldier made, numismatic trench art, soldier made. And you could go either way. You could revel in the soldier made pieces, and I have a couple that we'll look at, and you could like the finer pieces that made by somebody with particular skills. So here we have at sea, we have some anti-aircraft guns. I think those are 40 millimeter. I'm not real sure about that from recollection. You can see them firing away. But my purpose in showing you this picture is look down here. See what you got here? This is the raw materials for trench art. Here's the shell canisters from this anti-aircraft gun. See, they're loading it up here. They have a magazine, actually a clip that they're loading into the magazine, a clip of shells, and then they fire them. And then here's the detritus down here that you could be rife for making trench art. It's saying something down here at the, I wanted to see what it was saying at the bottom. It says, if I want to stop sharing, click that button. We won't do that yet. So here we have, this is the very first piece of numismatic trench art that I added to my collection. And so you can see it's a nice pocket piece. Many of you would recognize the term love token. So this is very much like a love token. You could say it's a love token. In fact, this one I would say meets all the definitions of a love token. So we have the nice plain surface with a nice scene and a message. Dad, then New Guinea, 1944. Is that what it says? Yes. Dad, New Guinea, 1944. And the interesting thing is, so the coin this is on is an Australian florin, 1943, San Francisco. Probably most of you know that the United States minted a lot of coins for Australia during the war. So here we have San Francisco, on a San Francisco florin, was this very nice trench art piece. And there's a little story goes with that. I don't know however many years ago it was. Many of you are familiar with the concept of a numismatic widow. So my wife was at many coin shows and just following along, and in fact, sort of maybe even not interfering, but holding me back a little bit because I want to give her some attention while I'm doing other things. And eventually, she found love tokens, and she started collecting love tokens. And she even learned who the dealers were and where she could find love tokens, but she wasn't comfortable with buying them. She had no idea for values, and even though the prices were modest, she didn't feel good about making the decision. So she would go to these dealers, she would pick out some stuff, and she'd have it held there. And we later in the show, we'd have to go around and I would have to do the negotiating for her. And the bottom line that was, you can well imagine, if she'd picked it out, I bought it. But this one day, this woman, dealer at her table, had this great florin with this great message on it, and this great scene. And I said, wow, that is really, really cool. And I had never seen anything that you could have called a numismatic trench art item before. So I bought it. And that started me on my journey that here I am, 7, 8 years, whatever later, where arguably is the thing that I most seriously collect right now. Although I still collect far too many things. This was the very first item. And I learned later, a couple of the old timers, now I'm one of those too, when I wrote an article about this item for the love letter of the Love Token Society, and I showed this, and they came back and explained to me, I didn't understand at the time how unusual it was to have this small coin, relatively small coin, made as a pocket piece as opposed to jewelry. We'll see some jewelry later, and also made out to dad. Usually such pieces would be made out to a woman and then it'd be put in jewelry, but to be to dad is very unusual. And then as a pocket piece, there was something else I thought of there. What was it? Well, I've lost it. It'll come up later, or we miss out, or maybe it just wasn't worth it. So here we have, here's a classic. Now it's been mounted and it's been chromed and mounted on a nice stand and whatnot in later years with the aircraft on there. And once again, this would not be a numismatic trench art, except I'll tell you that often when they made these aircraft, which is not uncommon, that they put a coin on the tip of the engine representing the propeller. How cool was that? And then as an aside, here we have a guy working, this is during the war, working on one of these trench art items. There he is sitting on a cot in his tent. And this is an Australian soldier. And I got this image off essentially the Australian National Archives. So pretty cool to have this guy working on a piece of trench art there for us. So hopefully your screen is not obliterated a little bit. So take a few minutes and read through that. And what we have is, here we have a trench art stand in the South Pacific. One of the things that I collect, in addition to numismatic trench art, is I collect all different manner of photographs of numismatic materials from World War II. So I buy too many of those too, too many of the photographs. Although I love using them in programs and in books. If you look carefully at the fellow here on the right, on the left, you see this right here? If we had a little more interactive, I'd have you all guess what that is. But what that is, that's his microphone as he gives Zoom commentary or YouTube commentary on this site in New Guinea. All right, so I exaggerated. So what a great stand. And I like to tell people, if you look real carefully, laying down on the table he's got set up there he's got a selection of coins. Again, I'm exaggerating, but there you go. Amazing photograph, as is this one. Read through that. This guy's bartering for souvenirs. There's an old joke that Englishmen fight for the king and for the king and queen, and Germans fight or the Russians fight for the motherland, and Americans fight for souvenirs. And there's too much truth to that. Pretty amazing photograph. All right, so now we'll actually finish the program with a potpourri of numismatic trench art of the Second World War. So here we have an item from the Azores. Azores, very unusual, a rare piece from the Azores. It's on an appropriate 1932 Portuguese coin, the Azores being Portuguese territory. And you see that G.D. Stottlemyre was in St. Maria, the capital, I believe, of the Azores, 1944-45. This item is sort of a tweener. It's awfully good quality to be a soldier made, but not so good that you'd call it made by a craftsman. So I would say this is a practiced soldier made item. So it's been planed off and then punches punches used to put the material, the legends on there. I thought of what I missed on earlier. That coin that I showed you, the New Guinea with the palm trees, I said will qualify as a love token. The official definition of a love token is it must be made on a coin, must be include hand engraving and a sentimental message. So that one I would say had a sentimental message, whereas this one I would say does not have a sentimental message. Does not have a sentimental message. So it would not actually be trench art, by my understanding. It would not be love token. Would not be a love token, by my understanding of the definition. Although it certainly is trench art, and it's a favorite of mine for being from an out of the way place that is the Azores. I think it's the only piece I have for the Azores. One of the things I do like to do the most is find a piece from some place for which I don't have anything at all. So this is one I like a lot. This one on a French 50 centime, I suppose. I don't really remember the denomination. I'm sorry. So this is a soldier made piece. And look at this. So it's North Africa. And C. Beck is the name of the individual. November 8th, 1942. What was November 8th, 1942? That's the day we invaded North Africa. So quite an auspicious day. Now, probably this was not created on November 8th, 1942. This is probably maybe even quite a bit afterwards, but probably C. Beck was it TC? J.C. Beck was probably on the operation, and somewhere along the way, some enterprising folks were encouraging, or he thought of himself, the making of the trench art item. Or this could be a low-level craftsman made as well, and they sold them. They might have met the guys on the beach, who knows? Or he might have been bobbing around at sea in the Mediterranean waiting to be landed. So he may have actually made this on November 8th and didn't come ashore till the 10th, or who knows? Or he did come ashore on the 8th, who knows? But that is a clue. A person could work on that and try and find a J.C. Beck who was on the invasion force. Be a big project, but it's not impossible. We have made some identifications like that in the past, and we'll continue to. Actually, it gets easier, as you know, with the advent of Ancestry.com and the like. Staying with North Africa, so here we have a wonderful trench art item on an English 2 shilling. So Marge and Jim, North Africa, 1943, Casablanca. If it had only had characters from Casablanca, that escapes me at the moment. But nice image, and filled in with a little red. That's unusual. So this one is also kind of a tweener, but whether it would be a craftsman or a soldier made. Egypt. So as I told you about having from different areas, I don't have this coin. This coin is not mine. I do have a few things from Egypt, but I don't have this one. Ken Barr, probably known to many of you. So this item is in Ken Barr's Love Token collection. And so it's made on a Walking Liberty $50 San Francisco. and I just loved it when the instant I saw it, the pyramids, and then I love the extra design back here, and then also you have the pyramids in the image, and then you sort of have the frame made out of a triangle shape. Really cool, and he just would not sell that to me. He's told me I had to see his heirs, and I made him write out a note right then to put in the holder to sell that item to Fred Schwan. I didn't wish him any ill, but I wanted to get that coin, and so Ken, rather than wait for you to die, I'd rather you just sold it to me now. I told one of these days I'll figure out some way to get it from it. So here we have another English half crown. Now this is a very interesting message here. It says, so this is from Bill to Genevieve, but then I love it. It says, "C'est la guerre, Britain, 1943." So I would say this is perhaps made by the fellow, sort of a breakup piece, that he was moving on to someplace else and leaving her behind. To the "C'est la guerre," it is the war. That's what it sounds like to me, but I could be wrong. You get to make your own interpretations once you find the items. And then we have this nice little piece, to Marina from Uncle Dick, England, 1944. So this was on, I think, a shilling, smaller coin, I think it's nickel, but I liked it about the small size, and I just had the feeling that Uncle Dick at Christmas time went out and all his nieces and nephews, he had these trench art coins made and then shipped them back to the States for Christmas time. They'd fit nicely in an envelope, probably wouldn't even cost any extra postage, and he'd have a great, and as it turns out, historic gift for his nieces and nephews. Iceland. I'm sorry, I don't have I couldn't find the image of the other side, and while I couldn't find the image, I also couldn't find the coin. I didn't even try to find the coin. Everything is so hopeless. If you look at my image there, and you look at all the books piled up in the back on, I think that's a 14-foot high bookcase. Way too much stuff here. My friends call it the black hole. So there's a nice Iceland piece. For Iceland, mostly you find some bracelets, and without even engraving, just the coin bracelets of the wartime coins. So this is a not very fancy, but pretty nice piece. So I promised you a bracelet. So we'll have a few more bracelets. We underrepresented the bracelets in this program, but here we have a bracelet from Iran. Very unusual. In fact, I think this is the only piece I have from Iran. So notice we have the coins, and then a heart it says 1943, and it has two names on it. So two that say Iran, and one Emil and Roy. So those children, I wouldn't likely be children. Oh, I know what it would likely be. Yes, it's on Fran. So it says Fran there. So this was for Fran, and this would be their two children. And he was in Iran, and he had it made, and he sent it home. And I love the coins that this is on. This is a virtual collection of the circulating coinage at the time, circa 1943. So here you have the Middle Eastern coin, but then you have two English coins with two different sovereigns, and you have two U.S. coins, and the standing Liberty quarter also is a San Francisco, I believe. No, that's a different one. We have another standing Liberty quarter coming up. And when I first saw this, I thought this was a 1932, but I think it's a 1937. And I was excited there'd be a 32, even though 32 Philadelphia I would have liked, but I think it's a 37. Wow, this is amazing. Look at this. This is on Australian florin, probably struck in the U.S. And look at this. The technique here was something unlike anything I've ever seen before, sort of a welding technique, and very, very unusual. So it's, what is that? The 118th Charlie 3. So that's a unit designation, and I have found that. I can't remember. Softball champs, Comododo, New Guinea, 1944-45. So when you look this up and you finally find it, you can find out that this softball competition, here's the ball field they built in New Guinea, these CBs, and then 118th. Oh, that's CB. That's what it is. 118th CB. These CBs, construction battalions, naval construction battalions, many of the trench art in the South Pacific, in fact, they often call it Pacific War art, was made by CBs. The CBs uniquely qualified. They had skills. The men themselves had skills. They had workshops and tools and were accomplished at using the tools. So many of the trench art pieces from the South Pacific were made by the CBs. Someplace, I haven't found a picture to buy, but I have seen a picture of a CB battalion and a sign that was put out in front of the battalion on some island, and it said the CB battalion, and then hanging underneath it said souvenirs sold. So wow, well, what an amazing piece. I joke that someday I'm going to find the final championship score, the final game, and the season standings played at this field in New Guinea. How incredible. I mean, is that history in your hands? Man, oh man. We often talk about, well, if a given coin could tell us where it had been, well, many of these coins are telling us where they've been, that they were in the pockets of people who were there. Now, here's another florin, this palm tree again. This one was made to be in jewelry. It was in a bracelet. Whether it was taken apart recently by some dealer who wanted to think it would sell better by having the different pieces, or he took off the other pieces, did not have engraving, and they melted those and kept this. To Helen from Terry, I guess, SWPA, Southwestern Pacific Area. Was commanded by MacArthur. Bracelet with the Australian coins. Now, this is very interesting. What's important about this one is partially proving a theory about being made by craftsmen. So all these cupped coins for the bracelet, and here this from the florin, this piece is ready for engraving. So I suggest that the craftsman who was selling these bracelets had them ready, and the individual could pick out his bracelet and select the text he wanted to have engraved on the central coin to have his bracelet of choice. Oh, wow. Wow, is this a cool item? Look at this. Fanning Island, 1944. Fanning Island Plantations, actually, 1944. And this is on the Australian florin. And just for grins, here's two other World War II items from Fanning Island. Most people haven't ever heard of Fanning Island, even world coin collectors, because there's no actual coins for Fanning Island. There's this kind of perhaps token, and there's another token struck on an aluminum, likely during the war, but we're not sure. But again, it doesn't make it into any coin catalogs. This one has a just tremendous piece. It has some unknown to me method of manufacturing. The way the letters have flat bottoms is very unusual. But here's a note, an emergency note for the Fanning Island Plantations. And here's even a cover sent to the wireless station at Fanning Island. And that's what the Fanning Island was all about during the war, is there was a telegraph relay station from Victoria, Canada to Fanning Island to Australia. And very important telegraph connection. Great piece. All right. So here we show your florin again with another San Francisco. Now this one is commonly called a dog tag, in that it has some identifying information. So you have her name. So there's something very unusual for a woman, Dolores, and then her mother's name, presumably Mrs. Daisy Hanson, St. Louis, Missouri, and I don't doesn't strike me. I can't remember what BTC is, and I don't remember if I don't know or I haven't figured it out or I've forgotten. But this would be called a dog tag, even though it's not actually a dog tag. And so this is a very nice piece. Newfoundland. And what I like about this piece is this is mint Canada. So it was minted in Ottawa. Newfoundland was an independent colony during the war. Didn't join Canada until 1949. So here, this locket, very rare to find them with the coin, with the photograph still intact, and I like it with the C mint mark. Now these were minted for Newfoundland and Canada for World War One, and so my interpretation that this is a World War II piece is based upon the condition of the coin. If it had been done during World War One, that the coin wouldn't be nearly as bad a condition. It's possible that there's some folks out there who know uniforms better than I could identify the uniform, or maybe even the style of the dress that the young lady's wearing. I don't have a lot of Newfoundland pieces. Again, I want to say that Newfoundland comes on the coin on the bracelets, but I'm not sure about that. But not a lot of Newfoundland. Now here's a decidedly soldier made. So this is on a San Francisco Standing Liberty quarter, as would have been found in circulation in, of all places, Alaska. So here we have Tom. It doesn't say for, but Tom, Dutch Harbor, Alaska. What an amazing piece that is. I mean, ugly as sin. And so there again, it depends on how you look at it. So I can like it a lot, and I do, because of what it represents, but it's also really ugly. So here's going to New Guinea again, and we have so this one, this is probably some identification. I can't see it too well on my screen right now. No, that's just 1945. So it's just an interesting New Guinea piece, but it's shown here with a short snorter. Remember our tripod, the three legs of numismatics. So we had all these coins. Now here's a piece of paper money. It's called a short snorter, well-known by term short snorter, but I'm the only person I have ever heard of that includes it under the umbrella of trench art. So the easiest of all trench art to make was to put annotations on a banknote, and this fellow listed all the places that he'd been. I say he confidently because there weren't very many women, but there were some, of course. So he listed all of the places that he'd been on this short snorter. And we'll find some variations to do the same thing on coins. But here we have 3 different silver dollar pocket pieces that are similar to that short snorter note that I showed you. So I call these coin snorters, numismatic coin snorters. No, I don't expect that will catch on. Do I look at it? I'm sorry, I made a mistake. I've repeated this reverse here. That's the same piece, isn't it? I'm very sorry. So this one is very interesting. So this is Hudson, and here's this serial number. Although I haven't done it, I'm not good at that kind of thing. That absolutely confirms you'll be able to find out information on him based upon that. That information is available from the government. And here he's got his places that he was, including Kwajalein, Guam, Entiwetok. Amazing. And he included his service number, as I mentioned. It's in Tinian and Saipan. Really, really fantastic. I had these dollars a few years ago at an A&A convention, and I can't remember who I went to, but one of the really famous silver dollar guys. And I thought I had something that ought to really shock them and think it was really interesting. And I showed them, and I showed these coins to this guy, probably just as well that I don't remember his name. And I was appalled at his lack of interest. So he had this classic approach of, gee, if it's not a MS-66, it's not worth looking at. And to me, these are far, more interesting and historic and everything else numismatically than almost any mint state silver dollar. But of course, that's just me, and I'm glad that they're not interested. But I thought they should wind up being in some silver dollar book as some just curious aside. But the way they turned up their nose, it was, to me, it was funny, sad too. Now here's another variation of the coin snorter. So where the fellow lists the places, lists his friends. To Roger Lewis from Scrappy, Ming, Katie, Broadbill, New Guinea. Now, what's amazing is that a woman, Katie? Wow. So Roger and these other guys were really lucky if they had a woman that was sort of running in their group socially. And so very interesting coin. And I like this one. This is not on one of the U.S. coins. As much as I like the U.S. coins, and I do like them a lot, they're much more common. The trench art in the South Pacific much more common on the U.S. struck coins than on the Australian struck coins. So that's pretty nice. All right, here. How about this for a theme? 5th United States Air Force was in the South Pacific, Guam, or Australia, New Guinea, Philippines, all of that. So here we have, this is the actual patch of the 5th Air Force. Here's a 5th Air Force patch on a silver dollar, making a great pocket piece. And I'm confident it was a pocket piece, that the hole was drilled in much later to potentially wear it around the neck. And I don't think it was worn around the neck because there's no wear on the hole. If it had been put through and worn for a while, there would be wear on the hole. There's not. So here's a very ugly 5th Air Force. And this was made as a pocket piece. No, I'm sorry. This is made as a jewelry piece. And you can see, so here was the hole for one mounting, and it was mounted over here as well. There was a hole, but it was later filled in with solder to make it to wear as a pocket piece, or maybe on a key ring, whatever. And a 5th Air Force, look at this, the patch design on a small denomination. And then this is my most recent acquisition, actually. So here, what I believe is a stylized 5th Air Force patch or design. So here's the V for 5, like the big 5 in the center up here, and it's evolved in a ground attack, and it's attacking the ground and blown up here is either some debris from hitting the ground, or it could be some wings, stylized wings, and then there are 5 stars just as from the patch. So that's from the 5th Air Force patch, or my 5th Air Force trench art collection. Can you believe? I mean, there's 1, 2, 3. There's 4 different 5th Air Force pieces, and who'd ever think you could find one? And of course, if you set out to find them, it'd be pretty hard. And but several of these were found by scouts for me who are out there looking. So I appreciate that, and any of you can do the same. And if that's not enough, then here's the 8th Air Force, which was deployed. It was in New England in Europe. So here you have the 8th Air Force patch stylized on the coin. And I believe this is an unfinished piece where the maker was prepared to engrave, probably commercially, to engrave some message or name here. But it's possible that's completed, or even it was offered that way, and the person elected to just carry it as a pocket piece the way it was. Who knows? Really cool. But that's the last of the Air Forces. I don't have any of the others. So here's a clearly soldier made, to my love, from EDW, Pennsylvania, Hanover, Pennsylvania. Okay, look at this. This is amazing, isn't it? So you have a bracelet, and you have down here, this is a necklace. So sort of got the chain there, and then we're on the neck. So what is this? I'd make you all guess if we could have that interface there. Everybody's shouting out. I'm sure you're shouting. See the little the ring up here. That's so you can carry it on your finger. That's a purse. So here we have a three-piece jewelry set of a bracelet, a purse, and a necklace. So is that amazing? I can't remember. There's more than 40 of the Australian coins making up that set right there. Pretty amazing. Never seen anything. I've never seen another one, anything like it. Should say that one of the things that you get into collecting the bracelets is there's lots of things you can collect, different kinds of connections between the coins and the kind of clasp. One of the things you notice here is how the coins were cut out with arcs to make them fit nicely. Instead of having long connectors, they cut the coins to fit together. Spectacular piece. All right, just a few more short snorters. Nothing special to show you. Just threw it in. Remember, Fred's warp sense. Short snorters are part of numismatic trench art. Two of the three legs. Okay, this is a 2.5 gulden Netherlands East Indies coin. In the Netherlands, there's documented in history books how the Dutch people made jewelry out of the silver coins. This was made into a brooch, and the theory was the Nazis required the turning in of all silver coins, and the theory was they could keep these because they were jewelry, they were no longer coins. Particularly interested to show you this one. So here's where a Dutch person, presumably in the Netherlands East Indies or the Netherlands, made this 2.5 gulden coin into this brooch. This next piece is quite amazing. So here is another piece made from the 2.5 gulden coin, but this is the only piece I've ever seen of a trench art coin made for a Japanese sailor, actually, based upon the images. So it says something like Great East Asian War, and on the 2.5 gulden coin. And at the time that I bought that, it was the most I'd ever paid for a trench art coin, although by any standard, it was still a modest price. So pretty amazing. The only one I've ever seen for a Japanese. So then you think to Germany. So here's a piece with a buzz bomb and a German coin. I believe these pieces are being manufactured now. There's several others, and they're sold on eBay, and there's a submarine and some other aircraft and various things. They're all made of the same style, and nobody else ever has them for sale. The same person sells them. So I believe they're manufacturing them now. Now, the interesting question is it a fake? There are no rules on this. If it was made from the remnants of the war, basically, it's okay. Now, Saunders, in that book that I showed you, he would say that a World War II, actually, do it the other way because he liked the most. Mostly he talks about World War I. Saunders would say to be a World War I trench art piece, it had to be made before September 1st, 1939. Because that's, in his view, was the start of World War II, and which is a European-centric view, but it doesn't make any sense. Why the difference of one day would mean it was a World War I versus World War II, or not at all a trench art. So anyway, I've not bought any of these, and I doubt that I will. I mean, they're not hugely expensive, and he has nice craftsmanship, and they might even be made out of World War II canisters. But it's an interesting situation. So here's finally the third leg of the triumvirate, the only medal I've ever seen made into trench art. So here we have a World War II victory medal made into trench art by mounting knife blades into the metal. So they close up into the metal, and could be carried as a pocket piece and have your pocket knife out of your World War II medal. Very, very unusual piece. The only one I've ever seen made from metal. But to prove the point that you have all three legs of numismatics represented in numismatic trench art. So, Mike, can we have some questions?
All right. Thanks for that, Fred. That was really good, and got a lot of people seem to be really interested in this, and everybody had great comments so far. The only one I saw so far with a question was JW Coins and Hobbies is in the chat. He was asking earlier to let you see if you know what types of tools the soldiers would use to carve these coins.
Good question. I mean, you have everything from really gross punches, like that 5th Air Force silver dollar. It was made entirely by small punches, maybe a 0.5 millimeter in diameter, and hundreds of them punched onto that coin, which I've planning to eventually try that myself. You can buy punches like that. You can buy punch sets that have many different size punches. So you could plane or otherwise plane or smooth one side of the coin, and then you could transfer your art to it. You could draw, maybe make with a computer, and then and then transfer it. But and then punch them, or you can have the that one for the Azores. They punch like a screwdriver, or even an actual flathead screwdriver is what those punches look like. And if you got skilled at doing it, a person more skilled than I could probably do it. All the way to the craftsmen who were jewelers, let's say, in private trade, and maybe even in the military. They were clock repairmen and electronic equipment repairmen. They had the finest tools, all kind of engravers, devices, and so a wide range, but these kind of hand tools. And then that one, that softball, unbelievably, sort of I don't know, maybe a small welding sort of device. I don't know what did that. Very, very unusual. That's the best I can do on that.
Okay. Well, Walt's in here saying one outstanding historical program. Enjoyed the unique trench art coins, and thanks for sharing with us all. And got a lot of other people saying thank you as well. Did have a couple more questions.
Okay.
Gringo OG22 in the chat wanted to know if you had that Japanese trench art coin translated.
I did, and actually it came with the translation, and then I checked that translation with Joe Bowen, and he agreed. It basically says Great Southeastern Asian War,
okay,
or just Great South Asian War, I guess, which is about what you'd expect it to say.
Yeah. Dennis Berry was asking, where do you find all these pieces of trench art?
When you walk down the street, you have to look very carefully everywhere you walk. Make sure you don't look on eBay. Don't look on eBay. You wouldn't want to look there, and you wouldn't want to look at. I'm kidding you. That mostly you can find them on eBay. There's some on there right now, and mostly token. If you know dealers in tokens, or certainly there are a few dealers who have a lot of love tokens. If you're a dealer in love tokens, you probably have some. You may or may not recognize it as trench art. You may not that you can't see it as trench art, but you just don't even recognize the category as trench art. You just think of it as a love token. But I do warn you, it's best if you do not start collecting numismatic trench art. It really is not good for you, and I'd much rather you just scouted the material and found it for me.
Right. Jack Gilbert asked if you know how rare it would be to find a short snorter that's signed by all women.
Not real rare. They're around. I mean, to be 100% women would be a little unusual, but they're like in a nursing unit, and the American Red Cross. There were they called themselves girls. So if they were making the short snorter among their friends, you might find one that's all women. I think I've seen some that are all women. Certainly, women. Female signers are one of the things I look for when I look at one that's a short snorter that's dense with names. I look for women's names because it certainly makes it more interesting.
Okay. And then you did mention some World War I trench art early on, but Craig Durbin was asking if you ever found any Civil War stuff.
Yes. Yes, indeed. The Civil War, well, you could have me back for a World War I presentation if you like.
Okay.
The World War I, actually, in the Civil War, there were no official dog tags. They didn't come around until World War One. So in the Civil War, the problem of identifying the remains was a known problem, and soldiers came up with their own solution, which often was to engrave their particulars on a coin. And so then in that case, they didn't substitute for dog tags. They were the equivalent of the dog tag. And then you had a similar situation in World War One, where you had both the official dog tags and the pseudo dog tags. And then I should mention, there's been numismatic trench art as long as there've been coins. We didn't mention rings, but you're all mostly familiar with spoon rings, where they pounded the coins into rings. I met a fellow who currently makes coin rings, and he told me there have been archaeological digs where they found hoards of ancient coins that, and among them were examples that have been made into rings. So they've been making coin trench art as long as there's been coins.
Okay. All right. Well, great. Well, we already got a bunch of people in chat saying definitely have you back for a future talk. And I don't know if you could see it at all, but the whole time you had about 60 to 70 people watching, and all kinds of great comments. So definitely.
Way cool. Thank you. Take down my number and my email. If any of you are interested, we have a free electronic newsletter for everything military numismatics. So if you write to me at that email address and ask for the MPC Gram, we'll start you up. It's the 2 years free, 5 years free.
And what was the email they can contact you at again?
That was Fred Schwan at yahoo.com.
Okay, great. Yeah, and just as a token of our thanks for doing the presentation, as long as you give me your address and email, we're going to go ahead and send you one of our 2019 Glendale Silver Coin Club medals. That we
Wonderful.
Had done by Dan Carr of the Moonlight Mint. He made
nice.
these up for us, and it's got an image of it's a copy of the 1869 Pacific Railway medal that the U.S.
Way
Mint
cool.
So
Wonderful.
we'll be sending you one of those your way as a token of our thanks, and really do appreciate it. We're going to go into show and tell now, Fred, but I know there's some people sending some show and tells that they thought were going to be relevant to your presentation. So feel free to stick around, and you're probably going to want to see some of that stuff. You can stay right where you're at and check it out. As long as
How do I stop sharing? Would that do it? How?
Yeah, you can stop sharing your screen. That's fine. We don't need to, but you can stay
how do
here.
I get to see? I want to make sure I get to see it. How do I?
Can you see the screen in StreamYard where it shows my screen and then you?
Now this looks like maybe I see me. Probably your screen.
Under here under the camera.
Yes, I see it.
Okay, just stay looking at that screen, and I'll share the images on here.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thanks again, Fred. And I'm going to bring Don Berry back up just so can keep track of everybody's names and stuff for the giveaway prizes, because we're going to get into the giveaways here shortly. Mr. Marmello in chat, though, just sent us 15 New Zealand dollars, saying it's interesting what's with all those hogs made, if he knows what the PNG. I don't know what you're trying to ask there, Marmello. If anybody else knows what Mr. Marmello is asking there. He's from New Zealand and kind of talks in his own lingo there sometimes. Does he knows what the PNG for piano? I know PNG is Professional Numismatics Guild. I don't know what else you're asking there, Marmello. Phil Iverson said he enjoyed the program and the book on World War II currency, co-authored with Joe Balling. Very nice. Yeah, Joe talked to us just recently as well. Oh,
cool.
PNG for Papua New Guinea. Okay. He was talking about Papua New Guinea there. Okay, Marmello. All right, so we got I guess, Don, are you ready for the giveaways, or you want to give everybody one last chance to mention their name in chat? If they haven't.
Just like normal, one more chance just to make sure. I'm pretty sure I've gotten everyone so far, but
if you have not yet said anything in chat this whole time, type your name in. Just type hello to Don in there, and he'll go ahead and add a tag in for the or ticket in for the drawings. Again, I'll go over to prizes to give you guys chances to do that. This here is a Canadian $1 Centennial 1867, 1967. This was donated to our club by Greg Bergovitz, and it's in perfect looking mint state condition. Real cool. So somebody will get that. Walt Ostromecki donated these 2 coins. These are 2020 Kennedy half dollars. One's a Philadelphia, one's a Denver, Mint State. So Walt gave those to the club to be given out. Walt also gave this one here. It's the George H.W. Bush 2020 Philadelphia, the new presidential dollar. Young Coin Hunter sent in a 2-cent piece. It's very worn down, so you can hardly even tell it's a 2-cent piece, but you can see the shield and some detail. Can't really make out the date or anything, but if you don't have a 2-cent piece, there you go. Someone's going to take that home. Also up for grabs is this beautiful 1963 Swiss 1 franc. Beautiful. And then a 2016 3/4 ounce Howling Wolves from Canada. And what am I thinking? We should probably just do show and tell first. Don't we usually do that, Don? Am I trying to do the giveaway too soon?
Yeah, I think so.
I think we should do the show and tell first, don't we? I think that's, I just have on my notes now something about the giveaway. I probably right now is just a reminder for everybody to get into the giveaway while we do the show and tell. So, and reminder for you to keep track of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and share my screen now. It's going to take just a second for me to get this going. And I'll go
Thank you, Majestic. I appreciate that. That's my show and tell when it gets around to it.
That is a nice coin that he's sharing there. All right, so I'm going to share mine, share that, and there we go. Perfect. So this one here, now can you see that, Fred?
I can.
Okay, this one here was sent in by John Duff. It's a Belgian 5 francs.
Oh,
and
yes.
on one side here, it's the VE Day Antwerp office staff signed this, he says.
Nice.
And it's got their May 9th, 1945, and staff of Antwerp office up there, a lot of signatures. And on the other side, which I got here, he sent in, it's a captain and others aboard the troop transport ship, the SS Edmund Mallet. So
Nice.
yeah, all kinds of stuff. There's a lot of signatures on that one. That one's a really cool one. And that was sent in by John Duff. And there's a couple more that we'll get to here that you'll want to check out. But first up, I guess the next show and tell came in from Phil Iverson. Let me bring his up. Phil Iverson sent this one in. He said a while ago the ANA was having a fundraiser, and for a certain monetary donation, you'd receive a U.S. Silver Eagle where the label was hand-signed by a living former ANA president. And there was a limited amount of each of those, and the one he got is signed by Robert Campbell, and who has a table at each of the Long Beach shows. So he got that. And I remember seeing that. I know some of them were signed by Walt, but I don't think when you sent in for the donation, you could pick which president you wanted. I think they just sent you one randomly. I believe that's how it worked. But that's pretty cool, Phil. And then Phil sent in another one here. He says, speaking of the ANA, here's 2 service pins for membership. He just wants to remind everybody that ANA is a very worthy hobby organization and hopes that all of you will join if you're not already a member and help support the hobby and enjoy the many wonderful benefits of the organization and that they provide to its members. 100% agree with that. I tell people all the time when I'm on YouTube, join the ANA. It's our national coin club. And even if you just want to be a little selfish about it, you get benefits. You get a great magazine, either digital by print. You can use their library and get books. And even if you're just out there and you don't want to pay membership to NGC to submit coins, if you're an ANA member, you don't have to pay for an NGC membership. So it's actually cheaper to get an ANA membership if you want to submit coins to NGC than it is to get an NGC membership. So even if you just want the benefits for being a member, not to mention that you're supporting our national coin club. Anyway, you should all be members of the ANA. If you're not a member of the ANA and you want help becoming a member of an ANA, send me an email. We got Walt Ostromecki, a former president, is involved in our club and helping us get speakers. I'm sure between me and him, we could help you get set up with the membership and get that expedited for you, or answer any questions you have.
Mike?
Yes.
I will. First of all, I will endorse that. Everything you said, I'm a life member.
Mm-hmm.
But also, you mentioned that Joe Bowling had spoken to the club recently.
Yes.
So that gives you the justification and excuse and so forth that Joe just announced in the last week that he's running for vice president of the ANA, and he's looking for club nominations. And you have to have a certain number. Walt would know about that, but I strongly endorse the Glendale Club to endorse Joe Bowling for Vice President, I will send you a copy of the form for the club to nominate him as well as the individual. He needs to have both. I will send you copies of both of that. And I strongly encourage the club and every individual to nominate Joe Bowling for Vice President of the ANA.
Very good. Very good. We'll absolutely take a look at that for sure. Thank you. All right. That was all from Phil Iverson. Next up, Alfred R. sent one that you're going to want to take a look at, Fred. Let me bring that up. This is going to be a small picture at first. But Alfred R., he's from Canada, Ontario, not Ontario, CA down here in California. We got an Ontario, CA. He's from Ontario, CA, up in Canada. But he wanted to share a few photos of his grandpa's art he made for his mother during World War II. He thought it would fit tonight's presentation theme perfectly. It's a brooch made out of 2 United Kingdom silver sixpences, and it says, with Mother from Fred, 1942 engraved on it. And he does have some other pictures here.
From Fred.
Exactly.
Oh.
Exactly.
Oh.
So there's a close-up of it. Mother. And I mean, I could probably even make this bigger somehow.
I can see it just fine.
Okay. And then the other side, Fred, 1942.
Whoever's that was, could you please send me an image of that?
Right here. I could probably send you this email, right? I could just forward this to you.
Wonderful. Oh, man.
There it is again. Mother from Fred, 1942. And the back of it, which is harder to see, at least maybe I didn't download the picture right. Here's the back of it with the pin. It's a couple sixpences from the Kingdom.
And the clasp is broken, which is very common. Often the pin is missing too.
So very cool, Alfred. Thank you for sending those in.
Wow.
We'll go on to mine since it's kind of related and something about World War II. Let's bring this up. There's this piece here.
Oh, nice. Whoa.
This is a 1935 San Francisco peace dollar, and it's very worn down. It had to be somebody's pocket piece. And on the other side, it has all kinds of different countries and places that somebody had been to. And I'm guessing it's a World War II piece. And it's got everything Ireland. It doesn't have the I. It just says Reland. I'm guessing maybe the I wore off or you didn't cut it. I'm guessing it should have been Ireland, but England, Scotland, France, Luxembourg, Belgium, Germany, Holland, and Wales. And, I saw this. I actually got this at where Don Berry, our club secretary, works, up at the Coins Plus in Newhall, California. They got a bid board, and this was up there on the wall one day. And I think I got it back in 2014, and not many people were bidding on it, so I got it.
I was going to say, I'll bet you got it for approximately melt.
I think, at the time, I think it was about $20. Yeah, somewhere around there.
Wow.
So that was a fun one. And then another show and tell that came in is this here from Steve Sussman. Says he was very interested in the 1976 bicentennial silver coin set. He has the 3 coins in MS68 condition, nicer than the photos. He just thought it was curious that they just don't cost as much as he thought they should to purchase. And there's very few coins graded nicer than these, and not that many in MS68 to begin with. He just really enjoys the designs and having a real high grade specimen. So here's the quarter in MS68 condition. He's also got the half dollar, and they just look darn near perfect. I mean, I think he said he gave me some numbers here. There's only like a couple that have been graded by the grading companies at MS69. There is the half, and then he's got the Ike dollar as well. And that's MS68 condition. So thanks for sending those in, Steve. Those are awesome. Don Berry also has a show and tell, I know. Let me stop sharing my screen so he can show that. Don?
Yes, sir.
Actually, I can put you up there alone just so you can show that. There, that's how you do that.
All right. So what we have is a 1909 coin that I found when purchasing a small typeset. This was in the 1909 spot. I thought on the head it was a little bit more detailed than normal, hoping maybe it was a proof. Talked to Mike beforehand, before the meeting today, and he told me some of the diagnostics. The diagnostics are there, but it will get sent in the next PCGS order. So hopefully, 212 years after Lincoln's birthday, he was nice and gave me a proof. We'll see.
Yeah, that's a nice little cherry pick there for sure. Absolutely, getting a matte proof. And I went over it with Don beforehand because told him to look for the certain diagnostics, and it's he's got it. He's got it. Lucky guy.
Well, we'll just have to wait for PCGS to.
Yeah,
say
I don't know. We'll see.
how-
Hopefully, it gets a straight grade. That'd be nice.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
And actually, I got to bring up Gordon. Gordon, are you still there? Let's see if Gordon's still
I'm
there.
still there.
Okay, sorry I didn't bring you up sooner. Did you have show and tell or what?
Yeah, I have a show and tell. Let's see if I can.
All right, let me bring you up full screen so everybody can see you. There you are.
Let's see. Maybe. Well, it's try to figure out how to get it. Anyway, this is for President's Day. I think is Monday. This isn't a genuine ballot for the President Abraham Lincoln and Vice President Andrew Johnson in November the 8th, 1864.
Oh,
And then it lists the electors. That's what that list is. I don't know why this isn't coming in.
yeah, it's not focusing all the way.
It's really blurry. But there is, I'm going to turn it over. These ballots, a lot of these ballots were being issued during the Civil War. And once you voted, there's a little hole right there. There's spindle. They put them on a spindle, which would indicate that it had been used. And sometimes they're signed on the back, but a lot of them were the ink bled through and ruined the other side. This is a really pretty nice one. I'm just, I don't know if you.
I think we can see it for the most. Yeah, just it focuses and then it gets unfocused. I don't know, but that's really cool, Gordon. I mean,
I purchased.
Are those like very rare? Or are they out there? Or are they collectors get those? Or?
I don't think they're extremely rare.
Yeah.
But I bought this from a dealer a couple of years ago, and I have a piece of paper that says it's it's a genuine, authentic,
Wow.
and says for presidential election 1864, Ohio State Legislature initiated special voting procedures to be used in the battlefield. When a vote was cast, each ballot was to be spindle canceled, leaving a small hole in the center of the ballot, indicating that it had been used. And
it's amazing. Isn't it amazing, Gordon? Even back in 1864, they actually kept track of ballots and made sure like everyone was like canceled and not used over and over and over.
Yeah, I mean, they did it right then.
Yeah, pretty interesting. No, that's really cool, though. It's cool that it has the art on there, too.
Yeah. That's it. That's my show and tell.
All right. And Gordon, I did mention to you privately, but I just wanted to mention everybody again that like a lot of people got those calendars and everybody had great comments and appreciated you doing that. So thanks again for.
That's good. I was happy to send them out. I mean, I'm not looking for, do a lot of business with out-of-towners because, the shipping and the taxes and all this stuff, but was happy to send out the calendars, and I'm glad to hear that they enjoy it.
Well, very good. I think, and thanks again, Gordon. And right before we end the show and tell, I know that Fred was showing a lot of bracelets during the presentation, and my sister's actually in the chat watching from Hawaii. And she's like, oh, I got to get me a coin bracelet now. And then that just reminded me that our mother gave me this one years and years ago when I was a kid because she knew I collected coins. This is a bracelet. It's got 3 coins on it. This is a 1909 S Philippines peso. And it's got 1944 S Philippines 50 centavos and a 1945 S US Philippines 20 centavos. And the way it's laid out and where the clasp is at, it looks like it's probably missing a coin, like one broke off at one point.
Yeah.
But looks like there should be another coin there maybe, but I don't know. Just a cool thing. And so
Great art, by the way.
about that to see if I have to if she's going to take this back from me and give it to you, Amanda. I don't know, because this is too small. That won't fit me. I know that. So,
Can you still hear me?
Yes, Gordon.
I wanted to say something first of all to Fred. I'd never heard of this trend chart before, so I found this really interesting. I mean, I know about love tokens. I mean, I have a few myself, but this trend chart, I thought that was extremely interesting, and really appreciate giving the speech.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. And the other thing,
voices,
go ahead.
I recall. Did you say you're a dealer?
Yes.
Well, keep my name and email and phone number. You might make some sales.
I wrote your Fred Schwan, right? SWAN?
SCHWAN.
SCHWAN. Okay, yeah, I have your email, and I'll try to. I have tons and tons of tokens, and if I come across something, I'll certainly give you a holler.
Bravo.
One other
Gordon,
thing.
do you remember like anything like this coming into the shop when you had the coin shop over the years, or any stuff like this? Or
No, I really don't.
Okay.
That's why I was so intrigued. You know, I've had a shop for like almost 40 years, and I've never seen or heard of this. And it may very well be that just not having an interest in tokens and that type of thing, that I wouldn't have noticed. But I think, I mean, some of the items that you showed me, I certainly would have recognized anything that was made out of
I'm
a
just
shell.
wondering too, because I got that one piece I showed from Coins Plus back in 2014. I'm just wondering, like, the World War II generations, we're losing them every day now. Maybe more and more stuff will be coming out of the woodwork. I mean,
and I'm definitely going to pay attention now when I'm going through these tokens. And one other thing, I don't know how close I am to 50 years, but I've been a life member for, I think, 43 or 44 years now in the ANA. So I'm getting close to that 50-year mark.
Wow. Well, nice.
Okay.
All right. Thanks again, Gordon. And thanks again, Fred. Appreciate that. And definitely, we might have to get in touch for another presentation sometime, because I think everybody loved it. And I know we all learned a lot for sure. So
Flattery. Flattery gets you everywhere.
We're trying. So thanks again. So Don, what do you think? Should we give away this stuff that I got under the camera, and then we'll go do an auction, and then we'll tell everybody goodbye?
Heck yeah, sounds good.
All right. Okay, great. So let me go ahead and I guess just put my screen up here. So you got tickets ready?
I've got the little thing. I got to draw tickets, but yes,
All right,
I am
let's
ready.
Go
I've
away
been
the
keeping up on it.
Canadian dollar first. This was, again, donated to the club by Greg Berkovitz. You guys remember Greg did a 2-part talk to our club on U.S. paper money. And if you haven't seen that, go back a couple months and watch it. It's right here on YouTube. You can watch it anytime. You can watch it as many times as you want, actually. So there you go. So somebody's going to get this. This is in beautiful uncirculated condition. And remember, if you win anything tonight, all you got to do. Actually, I got to get Don up here too, don't I?
Well, only if you want to see the ticket.
So we can see the tickets as well. Okay.
Yeah, I mean.
So who's going to be the winner of this one here, Don?
All right. The winner is. Oh, whoops. That one. There we go.
Alfred R. Well, very nice. I should probably get a piece of paper and write that down, shouldn't I?
Well, yeah. I'm sure he's going to want it.
I had it handy here. I'm just going to grab it. So Alfred R., congratulations. Going back to Canada. He probably gets these all over. He probably gets these in change up there.
Oh, that's funny.
Well, maybe not.
Well, maybe not that nice. Maybe
not that nice. That's correct. So we'll go ahead and I guess I'll set that to the side because that's given away. Who's going to get the 2-coin set donated by Walt Ostromecki? The 2 2020 $50, the P and the D.
That is Lux Gers.
Okay.
I don't know. That's the name. I don't know how to. I might be saying it wrong.
That's fine. I wrote it down. Remember, if you win anything in the giveaways here, you need to send an email to claim your prize. And if you win anything in the auction tonight, you also need to send an email so we can get the invoice out to you. And we You can pay by PayPal, check, money order, whatever. We'll figure that out. But you need to send me email one way or another. Next up, we're giving away a George H.W. Bush, brand new out of the mint, 2020, Philadelphia, the latest presidential dollar. Again, donated by Walt Ostermecki. Aaron Krause. Congratulations. Thank you. Next up, let's give away the worn down dateless 2-cent piece that we got through. I think I got this actually from Sheldon, the Paisley and Daddy show, but Young Coin Hunter originally donated it to him, and then I won it somehow, so it's gone through a few hands there. But we're going to give Young Coin Hunter credit for originally donating this.
Yeah, that's a tight piece. All right, we got Man Guy Dude.
Man Guy Dude, okay. Congratulations. Next up, let's give away this beautiful BU uncirculated 1963 Swiss silver 1 franc. Who gets that one? Thomas.
Thomas Tone tripped on a nickel, yeah?
Thomas Tone, yep. He tripped on a nickel, apparently. Congratulations, T-Tone. And I don't even know why we're doing this as a giveaway. We should have just sold this one in the auction. This one's too cool.
That's all right. Somebody's got to get something.
It's all right. We got to have some cool giveaways, too.
Yeah.
This is a 2016 Canada 3/4 ounce Howling Wolves, 4.9 silver. We got the wolves howling at the moon. Isn't that great? It is great. So who gets it? No, not Party Pickle. Was he even here? I was wondering why we were having such a good time. You can't have a party without a pickle.
Yeah. I think he won like 6 months ago, 7 months ago.
Yeah, I think he's won before, but that's okay.
Oh, it's fine. It just lets everyone know you can't
win in the evening.
You can win twice. Party Pickle's like rigged.
Yeah, I think so. Well, if you don't want that Party Pickle, that's fine. That's fine.
I will draw another if you want. You want me to draw another?
Absolutely do that. We can draw another just in case. All right. So next up we have. I guess we should just get into some auctions, right? But I think before the auction, I just want to remind people one more time. If you didn't win anything in the free giveaway, don't get upset. Stay positive. We always have lots of cool giveaways on the channel here. Every month we got the Coin Club meeting, second Friday of the month. You can win free stuff there. But if you hit exclamation point GAW in the chat, somebody will do that. Not everybody has to do that all at once. It'll give you a link to a video where me and a few other channels got together. We're giving away 10 silver coins this month. So there's the link for that. Just go there, watch the video, make sure you're eligible to get in, and just leave a comment. And, at the March 1st, we'll pick a winner, and somebody's going to get 10 silver coins. And with silver prices, it's probably worth around $250, everything is. It's pretty crazy. So there's always more chances to win stuff, so don't get upset. Be happy for the winners. And all right, let's do an auction here, Don. I got to go ahead and go over the rules real quick. The auction rules are simple. All you do is you got to bid. Everything starts at $1. Please don't bid until I put the information into the chat. I'll do a countdown in chat. I won't be reading it aloud. I'll go 3, 2, 1 sold in chat. And what's on my screen has to go. If you get in too late, then your bid's no good. If if it's in before I say sold, then the bidding goes on. You're going to see things different on your screen than I might see on mine because of the way internet works, the way there's lag. If you do win something, then you just got to send me an email and I'll send an invoice. It's $5 shipping no matter what you win, whether you win one item or whether you win all 15 items. It's $5 shipping added to each order. And you can pay by PayPal. You can pay by Google Pay, Venmo, credit card, check, money order, cash, whatever we figure. We'll figure that out. But let me get the items out. First up is this one right here. Let me go ahead and copy the information in. Again, if you want to get an advanced look at what items are coming up, look at the description of the video below. It lists them all there. And there we go. This is lot number 1. It's a 1970 proof set. It does not come with the original box. Doesn't come with the certificate. This is what you get. Just the lens. The lens is kind of scratched up. I'm sorry.
Hey,
That's the way I got it.
You don't need my my ugly penny on the screen anymore. Make it big.
I mean, yeah, we don't want to confuse people that we're not selling yet. We're not selling that for sure. So not yet. All right. So yeah, this has the last year of the 40% silver Kennedy half, except for, when they did the bicentennials. But yeah, there you go. There's a whole bunch of scratches on the plastic. Big scratch there, big scratch there. But the coins are fine. The coins are fine. Got this real cheap at the coin shop. And if you're looking for coins to put in albums, this is the way to do it. Don't pay for all that box and paperwork and all that you don't need. JW Coins and Hobbies will bid $6 on it. That's the leading bid so far. That is the leading bid so far. Yeah, Gringo, I said we just need one person to do it. You got to actually go to that video, and you got to you leave a comment. Putting exclamation GAW in this chat here does nothing except bring up the link to the video. Yes, these are all San Francisco minted. These are all San Francisco minted. And again, there's scratches and stuff all over this plastic, but I know a lot of people are looking for that 1970, so there we go. We got a bid of $7, bid of $8. JW is trying to get me to close it. Is that a small date? No idea. No idea. I'll show it here real quick. I mean, that's about as good as a view I can get with this webcam. Don't know. Bids up to $9. How's the nickel look? It's your favorite part. I mean, it looks pretty good. I mean, there's a real dirty holder. I know I'm not doing a very good job presenting this and trying to make money for the club off this one, but nickel's fine. I should hurry up and check to make sure all the S mint marks are there, right? Yeah, they're all there. Okay. All right, we got a bid of $9. We're going to go ahead and count that down and get it sold. Carmelo says his internet's pretty choppy. Yeah, I know he's not on his normal internet. So Sparkle Flare says $10. Again, it's the 40% silver, 1970. A lot of people like that date. I know the people that watch them $half hunting shows freak out about those 1970s. Sparkle Flare was the first bidder at 10. I would assume it's the common one. And if you get lucky and it's the not common one, then maybe you get lucky. But Sparkle Flare first at 10. So just to make sure everybody knows that. I put that in the chat just so JB knows that he or she is not winning. And that would have been cool if they did the quarters 40% as well, JW. And that is, let me go ahead and refresh my window just to make sure this is right. I know we had issues of things coming in different times, but I think that is not a good bid, but I'm going to check. Actually, it is a good bid. That's why I got to refresh and check. And I can show that if you guys need me to show that, but Mud Hunter is leading at 11, got in just before sold. Again, you guys will see different things on your screen that I see, but I got to go based on what I see on my screen because believe it or not, it's really hard for me to see your screen. So, Mud Hunter leading at 11. AB comes in at 12. Again, all the proceeds of all these benefit the club. The club owns all these items. I do not. We're starting everything at $1, so the more they go, the better the club does. Mud Hunter goes up to 15. Thanks, everybody, for all the bids. Again, thanks, everybody, for being here. And again, one more thank you to Fred for that great presentation. I hope you guys all enjoyed that, too. And thanks if Walt's still listening. Walt, thanks for helping arrange the presentation for us. Because I sure learned a lot. There we go. That one is going to Mud Hunter. Perfect. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Next up, we got a donation from Walt Osterbecke. I need to go ahead and put the information in here so you know what this is. This is a collection of military payment certificates. And I'll show you what we got in here. So there's Italian. I'll just show each of these. Looks Germany. There's France. That says 1 yen on it. Military currency. Issued pursuant to military proclamation. So probably issued in Japan, I would guess, with 1 yen. I don't know that, but maybe you guys know what these are. I don't know. British Armed Forces. British Armed Forces. So you get all these. All these will go to one bidder. Craig Durbin's leading at $10. Another British Armed Forces. Some of these are really cool looking too. And another British Armed Forces. So there you go. You get all those. And you get the little baggie as well. So $10 to Craig so far. And trying to check out on chat there to see what I'm missing, if anything. Hopefully not. Yeah, so if anybody wins anything, you need to send me an email so I have your contact information. Sometime tomorrow, I will not be doing it tonight. Sometime tomorrow, I will send you an invoice for what you won through PayPal. If you know you don't want to pay by PayPal, tell me in the email you send me that you'd rather just mail a check, or you'd rather just pay by Google Pay, or you'd rather do Venmo, or whatever you'd rather do other than PayPal. But so that one sold there, $10 to Craig Durbin, and then I see Bob Thompson bidding $12. Let me refresh to make sure Bobcat came in too late. I think he did, and he did. So that's got to go $10 to Craig Durbin. Bobcat, you came in too late on that one. And sorry if it shows that, again, maybe it shows on his screen that he was in early. That's one of the downsides, one of the issues we have to deal with. So sorry about that. But there is lag. That there went to Craig. Next up is this piece here, I believe. Let's see if we got that right. Let's see. Trying to keep going on with chat there. This is a 1954 proof Lincoln set. Proof 66 red. Proof 66 red. And it's only $1. Well, that's the starting price is $1. That's just the starting price at least. And yeah. I should probably show the coin a little bit. Let's see. Just a nice proof 66 red. And I think it might help. Nice wheat cent. I can try to show it under my microscope here. Let me try to show that. Let me see if I can switch the camera real quick. Just to give you an idea. Nice 1954. To give you an idea. I think it's got a little bit of haziness on the surface, like a lot of these will have, but other than that, I think it's got that full red color, a little bit of tone to it and towards the rims. A little bit. But nice proof wheat cent. Let me go back to the other camera. There we go. What year? It is 1954 PCGS proof 66 red. And we got a big Gringo at 22, Greg McCoy at 24. Yeah, it's a nice proof wheat cent. Gotta love that. Gringo will go 25 on it. Again, if I'm missing anything in chat or you need to, what do you call it? If you need to get my attention for anything, just let me know. Just try to tag my name because I was just starting to count down. Greg McCoy comes in at 29. Gregory McCoy at $29. All right. Bingo says he is out. Thanks for letting us know. Durbin, you want me to send those to Fred? I could probably do that. Real generous of you. All right, so that was Gregory McCoy at 29. Congratulations. All right, one of those here. Next up, I think is this. Let me make sure I'm grabbing the right lot next. This right here. That right there. Lot number 4. And right there. The 2015 Canadian 3/4 ounce silver Howling Wolves. We gave away a 2016 earlier. This is the year before, the 2015. It's got a Howling Wolf. We'll check that out. 4 9s fine, 3/4 ounce. And it's $2 denomination in a capsule. And it looks pretty nice. There's some marks here on the looks like it's all on the plastic capsule. The coin looks, I'm not going to say it's perfect, but it looks pretty darn good. But this is the side we all want to look at, the wolf. These are real cool. We had Galen V, the first at 25. NCFX STI goes to 28. NCFX STI at $28. Galen goes to 30. Yeah, Onabushu was in here earlier just looking at the list, and he was like, 3/4 ounce. Are you sure about that? I'm like, yeah, I'm sure. That's the way the Canada did it on these. Kind of a fun piece. NCF goes to 33. Galen says he's out. That goes to NCF for 33. Thank you very much. Put that one to the side. Next up is something very similar, but 1 year newer. We gave one of these away earlier, but if you're mad that you didn't win that, you can try to buy one right now. The 2016, got 2 wolves there howling at the moon. I guess that's what wolves do. 4 9s fine, 3/4 ounce. And on the other side again, $2 denomination with the queen. Really cool piece. Really, I've always liked those. NCF goes right back to 33. I think he wants the pair. 33 to NCF XSTI. Thanks again, everybody else, for bidding. Appreciate that. Again, all this goes to the Coin Club. And sold. Congratulations, NCF. Those are some cool ones there. I believe this one's next. Let me double check before you bid. Nope, that one's not next. Sorry, I lied. Next is here, lot number 6. Now, this was donated to the club by Mr. Greg Berkovitz. And what this is, it's an A&A souvenir card. Comes in its envelope. And if you haven't seen these before, I guess now you have. What these are, and Greg has some information he sent along with it. We'll go ahead and check that out. It's a Bureau of Engraving and Printing souvenir card. It's B041 from the American Numismatic Association's 86th convention in Atlanta in August 1977. These engravings represent art and beauty of our early U.S. paper money. Souvenir cards depict a large part of America's history and values. And unfortunately, the BEP and the American Banknote Company no longer do these at the numismatic events. And each of these cards that gets accompanied with an envelope. So what these are is you could go to the coin show, like this. In this case, it was the A&A World's Fair Money. I guess it was just the national convention. They didn't call it World's Fair Money then, I guess, in 1977. And they would print these up and they would use the plates. So when you run your fingers over these, it feels like money. These were done with like the real engravings and everything. So for those of us that can't afford the $5 Chief silver certificates, especially in nice condition, these are a nice souvenir you can get. And so this is a little over 40 years old, really nice. And that's a real popular note right there. And these souvenir cards are real popular as well. So it's bid up to $8. JW goes right to 20. JW wants it. JW goes right to 20 on it. And it just, these are real cool. And so for any, and I wanted to take the time, and I know Greg, sends this in, gives us this information because I just want to take time to read and just let you guys know more about these if you're not familiar with them already, because if there's any piece of U.S. currency out there, especially the more famous stuff, that that you just really want someday, but you can't afford it, or you just know you can't afford it in like mint condition, there probably is a souvenir card that was made for it. I know all the educational notes have souvenir cards from different shows. Most of them are for A&A shows. Some of them are for like the Florida United Numismatists shows. There's all kinds of souvenir cards out there, and there's a lot of people that collect them as well. And you can get these for a fraction of another fraction of the price of the real deal. So definitely, and these are, like JW mentions, these are definitely suitable for framing if you just have a really favorite note. And for, under $50, you can have it hanging on your wall versus having the real deal, which you'd be having thousands of dollars on your wall. So anywho, Mud Hunter is at 21. Mud Hunter is at 21. And JW goes to 22. And I'll definitely pack this up nice, just like Greg sent it to me, and make sure it doesn't get banged up in the mail. But yeah, they're just so cool. I know I have a couple of them somewhere. I don't remember which notes I have. I got to dig those out because I know Gordon would have these on his bid board at the shop, and even at the Coins Plus, they would get these sometimes. And I'd like to buy. I tried to buy them up when I could. JW at 24. And thanks again to Greg Berkovitz for donating this to the club. It just, first of all, it helps get the club, $20 plus, and it's just cool to see stuff like this in the auction. So thank you again. Mud Hunter goes to 25. Mud Hunter at $25. And Bob came in a little bit behind. me just make that clear. Bob knows he's not the leader. And Bobcat, I got to go by what's on my screen. So just so you know how it works, sometimes I wouldn't doubt if it shows that you bid first on your screen. That's just the way the internet lag works. Just so you guys know, on YouTube, whenever you type something on your screen, you see your comment on your screen well above where everybody else sees it. Because there's no lag going from your keyboard to your own screen, but there's more lag, I guess, going out to everybody else. I think that's how it works. Greengo goes to 26, Mudhunter goes to 30. Oh, JW, I mean, that's the thing. And I know there's dealers that specialize in these too. And so like if you're looking for the set of the educational notes, the 1, the 2, and the 5, and even they had I think the $10 that they never really printed. It's like more of like I guess like a pattern or a prototype design. They have souvenir cards for all 4 of those that you can get. And a lot of the famous notes they made souvenir cards for. It's really cool. And that one got sold. I will put this with it as well, so you have the information that Greg sent us. Thank you, Mud Hunter. Let me be careful and put this away before we get to, I'll just set the next item there. And you know what? I'll copy and paste the information in there so you can start bidding. But I'll show it under the camera a little better in just a second. But I'm going to take a little bit of care to put this in the envelope without bending any of the corners and stuff like that. So as you can see, next up is a 1900 Indian head cent. And it's graded NGC AU 53. Let's put this away. Putting away the souvenir card. Okay. All right, I think we're in good shape now. So we got this right here. Kittle will send out invoice. Yes. If you win anything in any of these auctions, send me an email just saying, I bid in your auction and I think I won something. Here's my email, and let me know that sending a PayPal invoice is fine, and I'll do that. If you'd rather get paid some other way than PayPal, let me know in that email. Sometime within the next 24 hours, it's not going to be tonight because I'm already tired. It's 8 o'clock. I didn't eat dinner, and I'm cranky. No, I'm just not going to get to it tonight. Just not going to happen. And let me go ahead and bring up the microscope, though. We'll show a close-up of this for those of you who want to know. But within the next 24 hours, you'll get an invoice. As long as you send me an email. If you didn't send me an email, I can't do that. Then there it is under the scope. 1900. You can see a couple of the diamonds there. Almost full diamonds on the band. Definitely full Liberty. Got tons and tons of detail. The holder all scratched up. You can see that in the plastic. I can focus on the plastic there. Holder is scratched up. I'll have a video out one of these days showing you how to clean the plastic holder a little bit and get rid of those scratches, or at least make them disappear in a photo. It's one of those that I've already filmed, but I just haven't done the editing for it because I'm bad at video editing. So there you go. Nice Indian head cent. Got that nice centennial year. Popular date. So there you go. That's the coin. It looks like we got bids of 8, 12, 13, 14, 15, and then we got some people out. Craig already sent a PayPal. Does that count? I guess that counts, Craig. I mean, I'll see that for sure. Rules are meant to be broken, right, Craig? JB goes to 16. Galen goes to 18. Galen is first at 18, Joe. So sharp eye for coin. Galen is first at 18. And this again is lot number 7. JB goes to 19. Sharp goes to 20. Hope everybody has had a good week. Hope everybody's got at least something cool planned for the weekend. Sharp is first at 20. Galen, you are not the leading bidder. Sharp, now you are the leading bidder. 21 to Galen. I'm seeing lots of emails come in. Thank you for the emails. All right. 22 to Sharp. 25 Galen. Again, if you guys are bidding and you had more questions or you wanted to see it closer, just let me know. Otherwise, I'm just, watching the bidding. 25 Galen. Oh, no doubt, JW. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, probably Gringo. There's a good chance of that. It's in the forecast, I think. All right, we're going to go ahead and count that down for Galen, I believe. And there we go. Congratulations. That one is yours. Make sure I grab the right coin next. I am. I have a feeling there's going to be multiple bidders on this one, at least at the opening price. People are always asking me to get Walking Liberty $50, so we got a Walking Liberty $50. This one here is a 1935 NGC AU58 graded Walking Liberty $50. And it's in a kind of an older NGC holder too. Not the oldest ones we know of, but it's in an older NGC holder for sure. And we'll show a close-up of this one under the scope for y'all. So, sorry, I got to switch cameras. It's a little harder to do this through StreamYard than it is when I do my normal coin stuff. We've got a little bit of toning along the rim. We've got weak strike in the center like they usually do. But just nice looking coin. Looks like Galen came out with a bid of 50. Looks like that's the lead so far, unless I'm missing some more. A little bit of toning along the rim. Not much, though. Mostly it's bright white. And I guess just a touch of rub. Where is the rub? I mean, maybe on the legs of the eagle a little bit. Let's look at the obverse again. When you look on the high points, like on the leg, it's tough to tell. But it's tough to tell because it's a weak strike too. So, but I don't know. The professionals graded it AU58. We're not going to argue with that. But it's a nice looking coin. It's got a lot of mint luster for sure. And here it is. Again, just to try to get as close to the webcam as you can for a good look. And there we go. All right, let me go look back through the bidding here. We had 10, 1, 15, 11, 40, 50, 20, 45, 20. It looks like Galen is leading at 50, and I'm just going to type that in just so everybody's clear on that. In case there's any doubt. And we'll start counting it down and sell it. Steve goes to 53. Johnny Kilo found a package from October. It was a pair of British Stamped Act dice. Sounds interesting, Kilo. Galen goes to 60. And we're just at about the halfway point in the auction. Thank you for hanging out with us all and supporting the Glendale Coin Club. Again, if any of you want to become members of the American Numismatic Association and or members of the Numismatic Association of Southern California, send an email and we'll try to hook you up with that. or at least, I mean, we'll get you the information. I mean, I can't, believe me, if I could just give free memberships to everybody, we would do it. But the problem with doing that, if we say, hey, we can give you free memberships to everybody, then everybody's going to ask for them whether they want them or not, just because they're free. So definitely can't do that, but we can at least help get you the application, get you the information, get you whatever the best deal there is, and get it processed for you, expedited. Lot number 9, again, another proof set, another one that does not come with a box, does not come with paperwork, but it does come in the original holder that comes with all the scratches on the holder. All these scuffs and scratches are at no extra charge. The coins inside are perfect, though. Well, I mean, about as perfect as you can get. I'm not going to say they're going to grade perfect, but they'd grade proof 69 or proof 70s. These are the 5 silver quarters from the year 2013. So they're 90% silver. And you get 5 quarters proofs, and they're cool ones. You get the White Mountain from New Hampshire. Is that New Hampshire? That's New Hampshire. You get Fort McHenry out of Maryland. You get Perry's Victory from Ohio, Great Basin from Nevada, and Mount Rushmore from South Dakota. So there you go. 5 90% silver quarters. So yeah, at $25-26, that's basically like the silver melt value on these, somewhere right around there. So definitely worth it at that price. We got 26. So for a short period in 76, Dice had a stamp tax. It really, Kilo, that's interesting. Wow, if those are really that old, those got to be pretty rare. Worth something, for sure. Is there a Northern California Coin Club? JB Dettle? There's several. I'm going to type in right here, nasc.net. That is the website for Numismatic Association of Southern California. If you go to that website, JB Dettle, you'll see a list of member clubs. We might not have a lot of the Northern California clubs members of our group. But when you go to that website, you'll see a quarterly magazine that we help produce, along with the California State Numismatic Society. It's called the California Numismatist. Find that on the website. You can't click on the most recent issue because that's not available. But if you click on one of the older ones, like maybe one that's 3 months or 6 months or 12 months old, you'll be able to download the full PDF. In that book, The California Numismatist, there'll be a list of all the clubs in California. And half of them are in Northern California. Imagine that. So, all right. And there's a lot of them. And if you need help with that, JB, send me an email and we'll try to track down a club somewhere in your area. Now, are those clubs meeting right now? Almost certainly not. California is, we're different out here in California. We're not allowed to do stuff. Everyone else in the country seems to be allowed to do stuff, but we can't in California yet. So, but they're saying it's for our own safety and stuff. So we got Steve and Aaron came in at 31. Aaron goes to 32. Steve went to 33. Aaron went to 35. Basically, Craig. Basically. Aaron Krause. Very nice. Congrats. I think this one's next. Let's make sure. Yes, it is. Boom, boom, boom. Lot number 10. It's in the original capsule from the year 2013. An Australian koala. So some of these older date ones, I mean, this one's almost a decade old now. Some of these older date koalas and kangaroos and just older date any of these bullion coins can be tougher to find. So if you need a 2013 koala, there you go. SoCal jumps it right to 26. Galen goes to 30. And there you go. There's a reflection of my camera there. You can see that too. Tons of detail on these. SoCal 33, Galen 35. One of Marmelo's favorites. I think he likes the kookaburras as well. Yeah. I know Marmelo definitely got some koalas in one of my auctions. Galen is the first at 35. So I'm going to say Confirm that Galen is the leader at 35. That's the first I saw on here. Hi, Lincoln. How you doing? Make sure you guys are all watching live and on live chat. And I guess if you're not watching live, then you won't hear that for several seconds or several minutes. I don't know. You just make sure you're watching live and on live chat, I guess. So we got Galen at 35. Gary confirmed that he's out. It's in the general chat. Oh, okay. I'll check that out later, Keela. And we just sold a coin to Galen. Very nice. Thanks, Galen. Congrats to you. Might be some interest in this one here. A 2021 current year. Current year of issue. American Silver Eagle. And it's in a special holder from APMEX. What does this holder mean? I think it means nothing, but I guess it means something. So let's figure this out. It says APMEX and PCGS. Is this PCGS graded? No. This is just APMEX taking the coin out of a roll and putting it in this plastic. And basically it says first strike, PCGS first strike eligible. So apparently they worked out a deal with PCGS to where if they put it in plastic first, then you'll later be able to submit this to PCGS and get first strike if you want it. I don't know. If that means anything to you, then there you go. But first strike is pretty much meaningless anyway. But there it is, 2021 American Silver Eagle. Looks like Steel Wheels came in at 35 at the high bid. And they say this is going to be the final year of this design. Half the year we get this design, and sometime later in the year we'll get a new design. So kind of cool. And it looks pretty good. Looks like a nice 2021. JB at 36. Steel Wheels goes to 38. NCF jumps it up to 43. Yeah, I think, Don would be able to tell us because he works at a coin shop, but I think just common date, like not even nice silver eagles are going for $36 right now or something like that, aren't they?
It's a little higher than that.
37 or something, yeah.
Just at our store, I think it's $9 over. So what's that? 37.
Yeah, it closed at like 27 and a half today or something, yeah.
Yeah, and then
and that's for like loose ones that are banged up, not even like nice fresh rolls.
That's for just loose ones banged up in the tray.
Yeah.
And we're cheap because I think APMEX is still at like $14 over. So
yeah, it's just craziness.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's nuts.
So it looks like Lincoln. NCF is leading at 43. Sorry to take you away from Minecraft there, Don. Sorry to take you. Mud Hunter comes in at 45.
It's all right. The cats can wait.
The cats in Minecraft can wait. Okay. Mud Hunter at 45. Mud Hunter at $45. And I believe that's sold. I believe that's sold to Mud Hunter for 45. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. What's next? What's next? Another Canadian? Oh, geez, there's two more Canadians in a row. I apologize to everybody at the Glendale Coin Club for having so many Canadian coins to sell you guys tonight from the Coin Club, but that's what the deals were at the coin shop this last week, so try to pass those along. We get what we get, you know? All right. Lot number 12. This is a 2013 Canadian 1.5 ounce silver polar bear opening bid. And yes, Blue Water coins resale. It seems like a good price, but you don't come into someone's auction and start offering coins for sale. Please don't do that. Not cool. All right, Canadian polar bear, 4/9 fine, 1.5 ounces. Nice thick silver coin. And these, I believe, are $8 face value denomination. There you go. So if you're ever looking for an $8 coin, that's it right there. $8. There you go. And it's a pretty cool one. Try to get that to focus a little bit. Yeah, it's in a dirty plastic flip for one, but pretty cool piece. Nice chunky silver. All right, we got bids 45, 48, 49, up to $49. If you have any other questions about it, let me know. Otherwise, we're going to sell it and sell it pretty quick. It's enough for some coffee and a 20. I don't know what that is, Alfred, but okay. Oh, the $8, you mean? I gotcha. Yeah, that kind of limits Canada a little bit, doesn't it, JW, when they can only design half their coins? All right, let's see. Who got this? It was Steve Sussman at 49. Very, very good. Very, very good. Congrats. Another Canadian coin, but this one's actually cool. Well, I mean, all of them have been pretty cool so far. Steve Woods, you came in a little. Let me refresh just to make sure, because I want to make sure we're doing this fair. I think Steve Woods came in just late, Steve Woods. If you need me to show my screen, if you don't believe me, I can do that, but trust me, you came in just late on that one. You can try to snipe. You can do whatever you want. It's your guys' bids and stuff. But if you really want the coin, I don't recommend it. I mean, and I don't do it just to be funny and not to like let people win stuff. But I mean, at some point, we gotta be able to end stuff. All right. And if I'm going too fast, I also apologize. I know there is what do you call it? I know there is lag and delay and stuff. So next up is lot number 13. It's the Canadian maple leaf that comes from the Pride of Nations set. I believe I have that information correct. It's a special maple leaf. I don't remember what they call it, but it's special. It's not your average maple leaf. It needs to go for a big premium. I know that. That's the part I do know. But there's a special like name they call this or whatever. Let's get it under the microscope so we can see it. It's got little maple leaves and stars, and it's got, I forgot what they call it though. But if you look up the Pride of Nations 2-coin set, one's an American coin, one's a Canadian coin. This is the Canadian coin that comes from those. The full sets go for a lot of money, and just even these coins go for big premiums. Got the maple leaves and the stars. Yep, 2 nations. So hopefully that shows the coin. NCF is at 50. You know what's on the other side, JW. You already know that. You already know. Of course, you already know what's on the other side there. Oh, so where are we at there? NCFXSTI is at 50 so far. 11K mintage from Canada and 100,000 from the US. I don't know. I just know that they're special ones, and definitely had to pay up to get it for the club. So. And the denomination on this one is $5. Ringo goes to 52. NCF goes to 55. And then after this, there's just 2 more coins left. Just 2 to go. Hunter goes to 56. NCF goes right to 60. Again, thanks everybody for all the bids. Every bid definitely helps out. Do appreciate all the support. NC likes the Canadians. I guess so, Alfred. That's good. I like Canadian coins too, for the most part. NCF XSTI. Awesome. Very, very, very good. Second to last is this one here. Hi there, Rita. How you doing? This is lot number 14, 2020 Denver Basketball Hall of Fame. Sharp's like, out, don't care about basketball. Well, you don't need to care about basketball, but if you care about American coins, this is still an American coin. But if it's not for you, it's not for you. That's fair. This is a cool one. Another curved coin by the U.S. Mint, 2020D. This is the uncirculated one. I mean, the certificate of authenticity even looks pretty cool. Commemorative coin, uncirculated, clad $50. Got all the information about the designers and the coins itself. Got the information there. Cool. You get all the stuff. You get the box. You get the paperwork. This pops that coin like that. We'll look at the coin under the scope so you can see what we got here. Muscle Shell bids it up to, looks like 25. Let's switch to the scope real quick if I can figure out how to do that again. Right there. And there we go. It's a curved coin, so it won't all be in focus at the same time, but 2020D. You got the man basketball player, the woman basketball player, and the wheelchair basketball player. You got them all on there. Can't leave anybody out in 2020. Absolutely not. And then on the other side, it is, you got all the stuff around the outside that you have to have. USA, E pluribus unum, $50. And it's a basketball going through the rim. So there is that coin. Let's go back to the other view. And we are still at 25. No other interest in this rad clad, as other channels would say. Nice little curved coin. I guess it's concave, unless I go like this, and then it would be convex. That's how that works. Didn't Lima want one of these? I have no idea. Lima likes commemorative coins, so I'm sure, but I don't know. Lima might already have one. And I haven't seen Lima tonight, so there we go. Alfred goes to 26. And if you have, and just for those of you that did not read ahead and read your syllabus, the next coin is another Basketball Hall of Fame. It'll be the silver dollar. So it'll be the silver dollar, a proof silver dollar coming up last. So Alfred R is at $26. Alfred R is at 26. And if you like coins with sports themes on them, just wait. Set your calendars for the year 2027, because we're going to be getting lots of sports coins. All your quarters are going to have youth sports all over them, and your $50 are going to have Paralympic sports on them. So just wait. 2027 through 2030, you're going to have sports all over your coins. All right. Alfred in the lead. Oh, Gringo. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of soccer coins. A lot of soccer coins.
Mike, they already have a commemorative soccer half that was from the Olympics. Just he's like saying there isn't one. Hey, just like to enlighten. There is one already.
I think there's at least one, isn't there?
Yeah.
Is there? I think there might be two.
Well, there might be two, but there's at least one.
There's at least one. I think there was an Atlanta Olympics one, and then I think there was one even before that.
Maybe.
I can't remember. Maybe there wasn't. Maybe there wasn't. I think there's a World Cup, 94 World Cup, isn't there?
Yeah, there you go. Yep.
And then I think there's an Atlanta Olympics soccer as well.
Mm-hmm.
So what Alfred put out this? $26? Okay.
Yep.
They got basketball in Canada. I guess they do have a basketball team in Canada. Okay. Maybe even two of them. All right. Last but not least, I don't think it's least, is lot number 15. Going to look somewhat similar, larger and flashier and shinier and prettier. What's 27? Yes, 2020. Oh, well, because in 2022 through 2025, we first have to have 20 different quarter designs about the women's suffrage movement. So everybody I know is so stoked about that. Can you wait, Don? Can you even wait for that?
With bated breath.
I mean, I almost need to like take my blood pressure right now and just I'm getting too excited. I'm getting too excited about the 2022 through 2025 women's suffrage quarters. I mean, I just can't wait to see 20 different designs about the women's suffrage movement on our quarters. I just can't wait. I can't. I mean, seriously. And then, of course, in 2026, we get our
calm down, man.
Quincentennial. We get our semi-quincentennial quarters. So check that one out. This one looks a lot shinier and a lot prettier. And this one's silver. So there you go. The Silver Dollar Basketball Hall of Fame. Galen goes up to $45. Basketball was invented by a Canadian, Alfred says. Really? Really? I don't know if that's true. Is it? Probably is if Alfred's saying it. That seems like a weird thing for him to make up. So JW bid 35, NCF 39, 40, 45, 50 to Mud Hunter. Steve goes to 60. 49 silver. I believe that is the case with all the coins these days. Let's check. 99.9% silver. So yes, 49 silver. And this is a Philadelphia mint mark. And I'll show it under the scope if anybody needs to, but probably don't need to. Basketball Hall of Fame commemorative. And there you go. I don't know if these are still available at the mint or if they sold out or what they did. I didn't even check, but I know they had this at the coin shop and it looked cool. And I'm like, these would be a good thing for the coin club. So yeah, the proofs are cool for sure. 3 9s, not 4. Well, it's 999 plus. I mean, they're not that exact. It might even be 4 9s. Might even be 4 9s. They're just not going to say it if they're not 100% sure. It might be 999 sure, but they're not 100% sure. All right, I'm going to close up the box, see who's leading, sell it, and then we might all call it a night. Let's see where we're at. We had Mud Hunter at 50. Steve went to 60, and we had 2 more bidders at 55. So I think it's going to be Mud Hunter in the lead. Let me just confirm. Did I say that? No, Steve Woods in the lead at 60. So I'm just going to type that in just because I said that was all confusing now. So Steve Woods leading at 60, just so everybody knows where I'm at, and then I'm going to sell it. Aiden says hi. Hi, Aiden. You're just in time for the last coin of the night. There we go. There we go. Steve Woods, thanks for the bid. Oh, actually, everybody, thank you for the bids. $60 to Steve Woods. think that's it, Don.
I believe you are correct.
I believe that is it. I don't know. What else for tonight? Anything?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, remember, if you guys have won auction items tonight, you do need to send me an email. Again, I will prepare an invoice and email it to you through PayPal within the next 24 hours, unless you tell me otherwise. So if you tell me I don't do PayPal, I do this, or I'll send you a check, then tell me that in the email so I don't waste time preparing the PayPal invoice. I know there was at least one or two people that we had not sent out the coins yet from the last club meeting. One of those, I know who you are, and sorry I did not get back to your email. I will send that out to you. I did just when I was looking at your show and tell, I saw that email. Another person just didn't pay from last time, so they never emailed me, never paid. I don't know who the person is. So it was only one person. It was one item. So we trust people. That happens, and they won't be bidding again in the next one if I ever see them bidding again. But who knows? Who knows? Do I have to pull some number for Darth? Says Alfred. Yeah, I was going to do that on the Discord. So on Discord, you guys still have a chance. ! Discord. That's a good point. First of all, I guess while you got 60 people watching, let's do ! GAW. So only one person needs to type it. I'll show you what we got up for grabs on Michael Kittle Rare Coins this month for the month of February. Do you want to see, Don? You want to see it?
Yeah.
So one winner is going to get this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and then this one, and then this one, and then this one, and then this one that I need to put into a flip, and then this one. So one person's getting all that. And all you got to do is go to that video, the February free monthly coin giveaway on Michael Kittle Rare Coins. One person. That's it. That's it. Just leave a comment. One person's going to get that. All those 10 silver coins. And when you go to that video, please pay attention to it. Look in the description. You're going to see there were, I can't remember the exact number. I think it was 7 other channels that helped out with this. Make sure to thank them. Go to their channels. And if you're not yet following their channels, please subscribe to them because those other channels got in and supported this idea of doing a free monthly giveaway. That's why we have so many cool coins, and that's why it is what it is. So if you go and support the channels like that, there's a better chance that, we'll get more channel support in future ones. So there you go. You have a chance to get in on that. And New Line just donated $39.67. Thank you very much for that, New Line. That's all going to our coin club. And that's awesome. That's awesome. So yeah, 10 silver coins. And there's some brand new 2020s in here. I guess they're a year old now. And then this one here is from 1837. So this one here is dated 1780, but it's not from 1780. So there's that. So the other thing going on is ! Discord. And I did, I'm not on my normal thing, so I'm missing super. I know Alfred sent a $1.49 banana sticker. Thank you for that. And I see SoCal sending a smiley face with dollar signs in his eyes. So one more thing that's going on that I kind of got drafted into helping with is on JW Coins and Hobbies Discord group. If you don't know what Discord is, it's a fancy online chat room. You got to either go through their website and sign up for an account, or you got to go do an app. It's all free to use, and there's just different rooms. There's some about video games in there. There's some about coins. There's some about airs and varieties. You can post pictures of your dinner, and you post pictures of your pets. There's rooms for everything in there. Darth Silversmith, who was in chat earlier, decided he wanted to do a giveaway on JW's Discord group. So if you go into the coins channel on JW's Discord in the next 10 minutes or so, you can just guess a number between 1 and 1,000. And I believe the coin he's giving away is a 1934 Washington quarter, and it's got one of the special mottos. I don't remember if it's the doubled one or the heavy motto. It's one of the fancy varieties from 1934, I believe. So all you got to do is go guess a number in there, 1 through 1,000. And then my job, I guess, is I got to pick the winner. So I'm going to pull up a random number generator and pick that. I will not be doing that on this stream here. We're going to end this in just a second. I will be doing that on the Discord group. We can go start. I can share my screen in there. You'll see that. If you don't see it, then you'll just have to trust that everybody else tells you what the number was. If you don't figure it out. But that'll all be done in JW Coins and Hobbies Discord. If you're not yet part of it and you want to be, you can do that. Or if you just want to go over there and try to win the coin, hit ! Discord again. Go in there. I don't think you'll be able to type in there right away. You got to read the rules and agree to the rules and follow the directions. But I won't do this for at least 10 or 15 minutes. I'll give you guys a chance to go over there and get in on that giveaway. He said it's the big DDO for 1934. So I think I might even have to guess a number to try to get that because that sounds good. And I think Don might have to go over there and make a guess and try to win that because that sounds pretty good. Again, thanks everybody for coming in there. I don't have anything else to say. Don's showing. What are you showing now, dude? Come on, man.
Nothing.
Really?
Nothing at all, man. Nothing.
Okay. That's not a real coin. That's just a picture you put up?
No. What are you talking about? It moves.
Oh, man. What's on the other side? Anything good?
I don't know. Nope.
Okay. Come on, Meow.
Hey, it's a coin meeting. Gotta.
So Shane says, which section is the giveaway under? It's in the coins room, I believe is what it's called.
Oh.
So, and all you do is, and I don't know hopefully Darth Silversmith has figured this rest of this out because I was told I just have to pick the number. I hope I don't have the job of scrolling through the whole chat, looking at everybody's numbers and trying to figure out who wins after that fact. So I don't know what his rules are, whether you have to be the closest without going over or just closest to. Doesn't matter if you're over or not. It's his giveaway. He needs to figure that part out because I'm just going to go on there and pick the number in about 10, 15 minutes. And we'll do that on the Discord group. So I'm not going to do that here. So I just figured this would be a good chance for everybody to go over there and have a time to enter. But anyway, other than that, thanks again. We'll be back here a month from now, second Friday of March. And I don't think that we have the speaker lined up just yet, but I'm sure we'll come up with another good program and some more free stuff to give away and some more cool auction items. And again, thanks to all the donors. Thanks to sending some cash in there and all the auction buyers and everybody for being here. And other than that, I'm just going to say good night. Don, you want to say good night?
Good night, all.
All right. Good night, everybody. Thanks again. We'll see you in the next month.